ആദരം വന്ദേ ജലാ ശോഭനാ മലയജ ശീതളാ സസ്യശ്യാമളാ മാതരം വന്ദേ ശുഭ്രജ്യോത്സ്നാ പുലകിതയാ ശോഭിനി സുഹാസിനി സുമധുരഭാഷിണി സുഖദ കോടി അമല മധുല ശ്യാമള സരള സുസ്മിത ഭൂഷിത ഹരി
സംഘാധികാരികൾക്കും ഞങ്ങളുടെ ക്ഷണം സ്നേഹപൂർവ്വം സ്വീകരിച്ച ഈ മഹനീയ സദസ്സിലേക്ക് എത്തിയിരിക്കുന്ന എല്ലാ വിശിഷ്ടാതിഥികൾക്കും സാദരം നമസ്കാരം. രാഷ്ട്രീയ സ്വയംസേവക സംഘത്തിന്റെ ശതാബ്ദി വർഷത്തിന്റെ ചരിത്ര മുഹൂർത്തത്തിലാണ് നാം ഇവിടെ ഒത്തുചേർന്നിരിക്കുന്നത്. 2025 വിജയദശമി ദിനത്തിൽ സംഘം 100 വർഷത്തെ സേവനയാത്ര പൂർത്തിയാക്കി. വിവിധ ആഘോഷങ്ങളും സംഘത്തിന്റെ പ്രവർത്തന ശൈലിയുടെ ഭാഗമല്ല. അതുകൊണ്ട് തന്നെ ശതാബ്ദി ആഘോഷവേളയിൽ മാത്രം കാണാതെ സംഘത്തിന്റെ പ്രവർത്തനം കൂടുതൽ ജനങ്ങളിലേക്കും കൂടുതൽ പ്രദേശങ്ങളിലേക്കും എത്തിക്കുന്നതിനും സ്വയംസേവകരുടെ കാര്യശേഷിയും പ്രവർത്തന മികവും കൂടുതൽ ഉയർത്തുന്നതിനുമുള്ള അവസരമായാണ് ഈ വർഷത്തെ സംഘം സമീപിക്കുന്നത്. ഭാരതത്തിലെ 6 ലക്ഷത്തോളം ഗ്രാമങ്ങളിൽ ഭവന സമ്പർക്കം, പഞ്ചായത്ത് തലങ്ങളിൽ ഹിന്ദു ഏകദിന സമ്മേളനങ്ങൾ, സമൂഹത്തില് സത്പ്രവർത്തനം നടത്തുന്ന വ്യക്തികളെയും സംഘടനകളെയും ഉൾപ്പെടുത്തി നടത്തുന്ന സദ്ഭാവന യോഗങ്ങൾ, പ്രമുഖ പൗരസംഘടനകൾ തുടങ്ങിയ വിവിധ പരിപാടികളിലൂടെ സമൂഹത്തിലെ വിഭാഗ ജനങ്ങളിലേക്കും എത്തിച്ചേരാനും ആശയവിനിമയം നടത്താനുമാണ് ശതാബ്ദി വർഷത്തെ പ്രവർത്തനങ്ങൾ ലക്ഷ്യമിടുന്നത്. ഈ ശതാബ്ദി വർഷത്തിൽ ഭാരതത്തിനകത്തും പുറത്തുമായി നിരവധി പൗരസംഗമങ്ങളാണ് സംഘടിപ്പിക്കുന്നത്. ഭാരതത്തിലെ പ്രധാന നഗരങ്ങളായ ഡൽഹി, മുംബൈ, കൊൽക്കത്ത, ബാംഗ്ലൂർ എന്നീ നഗരങ്ങളിൽ 3 ദിവസം നീണ്ടു നിൽക്കുന്ന പരിപാടികളും വിവിധ തലസ്ഥാനങ്ങളിലും മറ്റ് പ്രധാന നഗരങ്ങളിലും 3 മണിക്കൂർ ദൈർഘ്യമുള്ള പ്രത്യേക പരിപാടികളുമാണ് ഇതിനോടനുബന്ധിച്ച് നടത്തിക്കൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്നത്. പ്രധാന നഗരങ്ങളിലെ 4 പരിപാടികളും ഇതിനോടകം തന്നെ കഴിഞ്ഞു. ഇപ്പോ സംസ്ഥാനങ്ങളിലെ തെരഞ്ഞെടുക്കപ്പെട്ട പ്രദേശങ്ങളിലാണ് ഈ പ്രമുഖ പൗരസംഗമം നടന്നുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്നത്. കേരളത്തിൽ തിരുവനന്തപുരം, തൃശൂർ എന്നീ 2 നഗരങ്ങളിലാണ് പരംപൂജനീയ സർസംഘചാലക് പങ്കെടുക്കുന്ന പ്രമുഖ പരിപാടികൾ സംഘടിപ്പിച്ചിരിക്കുന്നത്. ഇന്ന് ഇവിടെ നടക്കുന്ന ഈ മഹനീയ സംഗമത്തിൽ ഞങ്ങളുടെ ക്ഷണം സ്വീകരിച്ചെത്തിയിരിക്കുന്ന ഓരോ വ്യക്തിത്വവും അതീവ ആദരണീയരാണ്. ഓരോരുത്തരെയും പേരെടുത്ത് സ്വാഗതം ചെയ്യുക എന്നത് ഞങ്ങളുടെ കടമയും അഭിമാനവുമാണ്. എന്നാൽ സമയപരിമിതി കണക്കിലെടുത്ത് ഈ സദസ്സിനെ അലങ്കരിക്കുന്ന എല്ലാ വിശിഷ്ട വ്യക്തികളെയും, വിവിധ മേഖലകളിലുള്ള നിരവധി ആൾക്കാർ ഇവിടെ വന്നിട്ടുണ്ട്. വളരെ പ്രമുഖരായ ആൾക്കാർ വന്നിട്ടുണ്ട്. നിലവിൽ ഉള്ള വൈസ് ചാൻസലർമാർ, ഫോർമർ വൈസ് ചാൻസലേഴ്സ്, ചികിത്സാ രംഗത്ത് പ്രവർത്തിക്കുന്ന ആൾക്കാർ, നീതിന്യായ മേഖലയിൽ പ്രവർത്തിക്കുന്ന ആൾക്കാർ, ജനപ്രതിനിധികളായിട്ടുള്ള ആൾക്കാർ, ആചാര്യ ശ്രേഷ്ഠന്മാർ, സമുദായ സംഘടനാ നേതാക്കൾ, കലാ കായിക രംഗത്ത് പ്രവർത്തിക്കുന്ന ആൾക്കാർ, വൈജ്ഞാനികരായിട്ടുള്ള ആൾക്കാർ, ഈ മേഖലയിലൊക്കെ തന്നെയുള്ള പ്രമുഖരായ വ്യക്തിത്വങ്ങളാണ് ഇവിടെ ഈ സദസ്സിൽ അണിനിരന്നിട്ടുള്ളത്. ഈ സദസ്സിനെ അലങ്കരിക്കുന്ന എല്ലാ വിശിഷ്ട വ്യക്തിത്വങ്ങളെയും ഒരുമിച്ച് ഹൃദയം നിറഞ്ഞ ആദരവോടെയും സ്നേഹത്തോടെയും ഞാൻ ഹാർദവമായി സ്വാഗതം ചെയ്യുന്നു. എല്ലാവർക്കും ഒരിക്കൽ കൂടി സാദര നമസ്കാരം. It is my privilege and responsibility to introduce the respected Sangha Adhikaris seated on the dais. First and foremost, we have the honor of introducing the most respected Sarsangachalak of the Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangha, Dr. Mohan Bhagwat ji. Dr. Mohan Bhagwat ji is the 6th Sarsangachalak of the Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangha and has been carrying this great responsibility since March 2009. He hails from Chandrapur, Maharashtra. After completing his postgraduate studies in veterinary science, he dedicated his life to the service of the Sangha and became a Prajarak in 1975. Prajarak means a person who devoted his whole life to serve the nation. Over the years, Dr. Bhagwat ji has served the organization in various important responsibilities. He was elected as the Sarkari Waq, means General Secretary of Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh in 2000. And in March 2009, he assumed the responsibility of Sarsangachalak. Under his guidance, the Sangha continues to work towards social harmony, national awakening, and the cause of nation building. Next, I have the honor of introducing Mananiya Sri P. Girishji, the respected Vibhag Sanghachalak of Trivandrum Revenue District. He is the president of this Trivandrum district. He is a native of Thiruvananthapuram near Tambanur. Sri Girishji retired as engineer from ISRO. His guidance and leadership have been source of inspiration for Sangha activities in Thiruvananthapuram Vibhag. Now, I take the privilege of introducing Sri T.V. Prasad Babuji, the respected Prant Karyavah of Kerala, South Kerala. He is also a native of Thiruvananthapuram near Vellayambalam. Prasad Babuji dedicated nearly 17 years of his life as a Prajarak after completing his education. He is presently serving as the circulation manager of Janmabhoomi Daily, while continuing his active involvement in organization and social activities. The presence of these eminent personalities adds great dignity and inspiration to today's gathering. On behalf of the organizers, I extend my heartfelt respect and warm welcome to all the respected Sangh Adhigaris and distinguished guests present here. Thanking you.
വ്യക്തിഗീതം ശ്രീ വൈശാഖ് ജി. സുചരിതേ മമ മാതൃഭൂമി വിജയിക്കയെന്നും സുരവന്ദനീ. വിമലേ സുചരിതേ മമ മാതൃഭൂമി വിജയിക്കയെന്നും സുരവന്ദനീയേ. പ്രപഞ്ചത്തിനെന്നും വഴികാട്ടിയായി നീ വിരാജിച്ചിരുന്നു യുഗാന്തങ്ങളോളം. പരമാർത്ഥ തത്വ പ്രകാശം ജഗത്തിൽ തെളിയിച്ച തായേ മമ ഭാരതാംബേ വിജയിക്കയെന്നും ശുഭവന്ദനീയേ. മുനിമാനസങ്ങൾ പ്രകീർത്തിച്ചു നിന്നെ ഭുവനത്തിലെല്ലാം ജനയിത്രിയായി. അപരാജിതം നിൻ അപധാനമെല്ലാം കവിമാനസങ്ങൾ മിഴിവോടെ വാഴ്ത്തി വിജയിക്കയെന്നും ശുഭവന്ദനീയേ. നിഗമാദിയായുള്ള ശാസ്ത്രങ്ങളേകി പരുതുഷ്ടി ഞങ്ങൾ കവിടുന്നു നൽകി. പുരുഷാർത്ഥമെല്ലാം ഭവതിക്കു വേണ്ടി പരിചോടെ നൽകാൻ ദൃഢചിത്തർ ഞങ്ങൾ വിജയിക്കയെന്നും ശുഭവന്ദനീയേ. ഭോഗാന്ധകാരം പടരുന്നിതെങ്ങും പന്ഥ നീ പാരിൻ പ്രതീക്ഷ വിജയിക്കയെന്നും ശുഭവന്ദനീയേ. ഒരു മാത്ര പോലും പഴുതാക്കിടാതെ തവ സേവ ചെയ്യാൻ പ്രതിബദ്ധർ ഞങ്ങൾ. ഭൂതി പ്രബോധേ മമ ജന്മഭൂമേ പ്രസരിച്ചിടട്ടെ നിന്ദർശനങ്ങൾ വിജയിക്കയെന്നും ശുഭവന്ദനീയേ. വിമലേ സുചരിതേ മമ മാതൃഭൂമേ വിജയിക്കയെന്നും ശുഭവന്ദനീയേ. വിജയിക്കയെന്നും శుభవంతని.
Respectfully inviting Param Pujaniya Satsang Chalak for speech. New Horizons.
माननीय प्रांत संघ चालक जी, माननीय माननीय विभाग संघ चालक जी, माननीय प्रांत कार्यवाही जी, the august and illustrious audience present here. The program here is arranged so that we get a chance to understand this much misunderstood organization. It is people say that this is a largest organization, largest voluntary organization in the world. Simultaneously, it is most misunderstood organization also. So, when we thought of doing something in the 100th year of our work, it was decided that once again we have to go reach the people and tell them about Sangha. Sangha is 100 years old. Name of Sangha is famous in the world now. But very little understanding is there because it is difficult to understand Sangha. Usual method of knowing is from known to unknown, which cannot apply here. Gaganam gaganakaram sagaram sagaropama Rama Ravana yor yuddham Rama Ravana yoriva. The expanse of the sky has nothing else to compare with it. The same thing with sea, like that. Rama Ravana yuddha, it was one of its kind. Sangha is also one of its kind organization in the world. If you try to judge it from view outside, the misunderstanding may happen. That chance is greater. Because we perform so many programs, we have route marches in full dress, uniform, but we are not a paramilitary organization. We play our Bharatiya games and teach Bharatiya martial arts, but we are not an all India gymnasium. You heard a beautiful song here. Such songs are sung here, individually as well as collectively. But we are not an all India music school. All these things, they do not give full idea. Best way to know RSS is to come inside and see it from inside, experience. But to experience a particular thing, one must be assured that it is safe to taste it. So that much understanding of Sangha can be given by a lecture or by a book. I am going to try to present to you what Sangha is. What Sangha is not. It is not a paramilitary organization, etc., etc. It is not a reaction to a particular situation. It is not an opposition to this section of the society, that section of the society, or to a particular political party. No. Sangha has come to fulfill everything that was being done for this country. So our history tells us we have suffered a long period of slavery. And the last armed, not last but one we can say, armed effort to liberate our country from the slavery of British was in 1857, in which we lost. That defeat caused a brainstorming in the thinkers of our society. Handful number of British so many thousand miles away from their own land. The atmosphere here is not at all of their liking or habit. And we have our kings, we have valor, we have everything. But we got lost on our own land. Why? And in that, 4 streams of efforts started to emancipate our society and prepare it to again fight and get our independence. One stream said, okay, we have lost one battle, but this is ongoing conflict. So we have to try again in the same way, with arms in our hand. So a long tradition of revolutionary great men is there. It still gives us inspiration. But naturally, after we got independence, its role was over. And therefore it stopped. After Subhash Babu disappeared after that unfortunate plane accident, that Azad Hind Sena was over. And after independence, even Savarkarji publicly concluded that revolutionary movement of his Abhinav Bharat. But it still provides us with an inspiration and with an idea how to live, how to die for the country. Another stream was we lost because we don't have political understanding. We have to be educated politically. Unless we do that, common man will not come on the streets for independence. And unless common man is not ready for conflict, no movement can win. So, a loose political forum was created, and originally was created by Sir Alan Hume as a safety valve. But our leaders got hold of it and turned it into the weapon for independence, the Indian National Congress. Then, as it happens in politics, it got distributed or divided into so many streams. And there are so many parties now. It served its purpose very well. Public got agitated, could understand now that we must be independent. And they came on streets, they went to jail. And that national awakening of common persons for independence was achieved by them. But after independence, that goal was lost, that goal was achieved. So there was no new goal. And therefore we see today's politics now. I need not comment on that. There was third. They said our society lacks reforms. We stopped 1,000 years before, when, or even before Alexander, when the aggressors started coming, crossing borders. We were engaged in complete and continuous conflict. And therefore, we stopped. Our society had those ancient things. Their relevance was lost. We had so many traditions. We spent into rubies, etc., etc. And we have to get rid of that. We have to come step by step with the modern world. There is science now. We have to learn that. We have to get rid of our Vedas and all our selfish interests. The superstitions, we have to get rid of them. So a reform movement started from, we say starting point was Raja Rammohn Rai, but even before that, people started thinking like that, and a stream of reform movements was there. But unfortunately, that became an eye line. The idea was to inculcate those reforms in full of the society. But, for example, a village near Nagpur had 38 castes living inside. A Mahatma came there and he started his caste eradication program. He was a Mahatma, so he was well respected. His Samadhi is there now. 100 years or 125 years before, he was there. But now those castes are not eradicated. There were 38, they are there. There is a 39th caste which doesn't believe in caste. That is that. So reform became an island. Why it happened is a separate topic to be discussed. But that is the. And another fourth stream was come back to your roots. Swami Dayananda Maharshi, founder of the Arya Samaj, Swami Vivekananda, they enthuse nearly every public movement in our Bharat. That Prabhava is even there today. So go to your roots, understand what your dharma is, understand what your country is, what your society is, serve them, get them rid of the poverty, make them knowledgeable, then only we will do something. That is also going on. But again, they have stuck. In the school where Keshav Balram Edgawar, the founder of the Sangha, he was a primary school going student boy then, and he was given that sweet. He threw it away. He was asked, why did you throw away this sweet? He said, this is not sweet, this is poison. Those who have made us slaves, their queen. How can that coronation be a day of celebration for us? It is a day of mourning for us. And the sweet we get is a poison. At that age, he had such a burning revulsion about this slavery. Therefore, since childhood, he had to pass through so many hardships. His father was a Purohit, a Veda Pandit, but going house to house, performing pujas, that was the source of livelihood. So a lower middle class family was his family. And he lost both of his parents on the same day when he was about 11. There was plague and they were serving the plague patients in Nagpur and they contracted plague and they died on the same day. So he was now, he didn't have any source of livelihood. His elder brother, he was more of a pahalwan than a earner. And the brother next to him, his middle son, he went to get educated in Indore. So there was nobody who was earning money. He had to go through so many hardships. But two things he never abandoned. He always used to come in first 10 in his class. And whatever was going on in society for the betterment of our country, independence of our nation, reform, etc., all those four streams, he wholeheartedly participated in them. So he had a lot of experience as a worker, ground worker, in all these streams, all these movements. And he had also discussions with the leaders. In matric class, he organized the Vande Mataram movement in the schools of Nagpur. So when school inspector, who was British, he came to inspect his school. In each class, he was held by Vande Mataram. So naturally, he reported it to the police. All the schools were closed, and police started investigating who is behind all this. For 4 months, police investigated, schools were closed, but nobody was apprehended because nobody told who did this. Such was his organizing capacity in the matriculation class. He was, I think, about 16 years. So, the parents and managing institutions of those schools, all those came together, had with the government, and a compromise was designed. Each student should enter the school, and at the gate, headmaster should ask him, you have performed some error, no? This is wrong. This behavior is wrong. Then he should just nod. His nominal apology will allow him to attend this class. That was the compromise. 2 students in Nagpur denied this also. They said, in our dreams also, we will never say that singing Vande Mataram is a crime. It is our right. It is our motherland. We'll see. So he was rusticated. Then he went to a national school. The schools for such students were started by our patriots. There also British somehow came and they closed that school. So he appeared privately, came in first class. And therefore leaders in Nagpur sent him to Kolkata on the pretext of taking medical education. But the real work was to contact the Anushilan Samiti, coordination committee of the revolutionaries all over Bharat. And he did both jobs excellently. In 4 years, he passed the exam in first class again. And he also became inner committee member of the Anushilan Samiti. And he was in charge of establishing the revolutionaries, supply them with livelihood as well as arms, designing the various schemes and making them work. From Rajasthan to Andhra, this was his area. His code name was Cocaine at that time. So he was very well conversant with these ongoing efforts. And he had only one goal in his life. When he became Anushilan Samiti Core Committee member, he had to pass through so many difficult tests. And after that, he had to take and he took the pledge to dedicate his life for the mother. So he had no anything else to achieve for his private life. His principal told him after he passed the exam that for you, the job is ready in Burma, 3,000 years a month at that time, 1940. So he told him, I am not going to earn money, I am not going to marry. And accordingly came back to Nagpur. Instead of doing practice, which would have fetched lots of money for him, he did not do that. He went for the public movement. And at that time, non-cooperation movement was going on. So he went from village to village, canvassing for the movement, giving speeches. And then after some days, he was tried for sedition due to his speeches. So he gave his defense speech in the court, wherein he started with, I reject your rule on our country because it is illegal. There is no law which permits you to come from England and rule here. So your rule is illegal, your court is illegal, Mr. Magistrate, you are illegal. I don't accept your authority. I didn't tell anything bad to my people. To be free is a right of everybody. I told them that it is their right, and I
told them the ways through which they can achieve this. So naturally, the judge sentenced him to 1 year rigorous imprisonment with the remark that his defense speech is more seditious than his speeches for which he is being tried. Such person he was. And therefore, he discussed with, he met Gandhiji, he met Tilak, he met Subhash Babu, he had very close contact with Rajguru Bhagat Singh. Everywhere he went, Malviya ji, Savarkar ji, Malviya 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 ji, Savarkar ji, Malviya ji, Malviya ji, Savarkar, Malviya ji, 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 Malviya, Malviya, Malviya ji, Malviya ji, Malviya ji, Malviya ji, Savarkar ji, Malviya ji, Malviya, 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 Malviya ji, Malviya ji, Malviya, Malviya, Malviya ji, Savar, Malviya, 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 Malviya ji, Savarkar, Malviya, Malviya. So Dr. Edgewar said, okay, all great personalities are there to work for these. The one thing that can fulfill their work is this. So I will try to organize this society. I will find out what connects all these people, so diverse people, so many languages, so many caste and creeds, so many provinces, so many ways of living, everything different. But still we are living in this country as one society. So what connects us? That I will find out. I will do. So he started experimenting. For about 10 years, he experimented. And then he concluded that first thing, unless the society is organized, nothing good permanently will happen. So society has to be organized. And the basis of organization of our society is that we are a nation from ancient times. It is not the British who have made us into a nation. We are not a collection of many nations. We have always been, are, and shall be one nation, and that is Hindu nation. Now here some clarification is necessary. When in Sangha we say Hindu, we don't mean a way of worship only. There are many ways of worships who come under the banner Hindu. Hindu is our Sanskritic pehchan. For the want of better translation, I have to say civilizational identity. Actually, nation is not Rashtra. Culture is not Sanskriti, but we are using it at all. That is misnomer. Nation means state, nation state. People, land, and state. State is the chief constituent. If state is destroyed, nation is destroyed. So Hitler called his Reich Third Reich. First Reich was Julius Caesar. Second Reich was something else. This was the third. If nation would have been there continuously, he would have said that Roman Reich continues. But he didn't say that. It is Third Reich. Because State-centric order is there. And they call this state-centric people and land. But in our tradition, when we say Rashtra, it means Janapadavati Bhumi. Janapad is Samaj, not the society. Again, society, community, etc. They are the nearest words in foreign language, but they don't convey full meaning. The Samaj is people who are associated with particular land, and therefore there is a relation in between them. We are Bharat Putras. We have that relation. We are sons of Bharat Mata. That is not only our words. Everyone feels that. See, whenever something bad about Bharat happens, we forget all our quarrels. And we stand as one. That has been happening. That has happened even during Operation Sindoor. All political parties send their representatives to outside country, 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 outs
second, 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 second,
To argue for
second, 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 second,
to argue for Bharat.
different second, 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 second,
To argue for Bharat.
second, 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 to argue for Bharat. Differences were dissolved for that period. That should happen were dissolved for that period. Were dissolved, were dissolved, were dissolved for that period. Were dissolved, 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 or were dissolved, were dissolved, were dissolved, were dissolved for that were dissolved for that period. Were dissolved for that period. Were dissolved for that period. Were dissolved, were dissolved for that period. Were dissolved for that period. Were dissolved for that period. Were dissolved, 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 were dissolved for that period. Were dissolved for that period. Were dissolved, were dissolved, and have common purpose. Too longer have common purpose. Now, whenever you go anywhere in rural areas, in rural area, 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 in rural areas, in forest, in rural area, in rural area, in rural areas, in forest, in rural areas, in forest, in rural areas, in forest, in rural. So many state leaders, social scientists, etc., regarding the global warming. That is the only film, nothing else. Their conclusion is that we had so much scientific progress, but we did not develop our interior, so we are greedy, the same greedy human being who was at the bottom of the food cycle of nature, but within 3,000 years, he came at the top and destroyed so many biodiversities up till now, and still he is at it. This human being, he remains the same. He is equally greedy. And now his greed is armed with the scientific technology. So he stopped using the redeemable energy, flowing energy, sunlight, water streams, etc., etc. And he exhausted the stored energy, coal, oil, etc. That energy cannot be replenished, and by use of those materials, atmosphere gets polluted. Unless we stop this and go back to using flowing energy, there is no way. Maybe they know the way to go back, but they don't know what will make human beings to go back, what will make human beings to control their greed. And that knowledge is with Bharat only. Therefore, Bharat, that expectation is there. So to fulfill that expectation, Bharat has to get prepared. Because the creation of this nation
is not by a state. It is by the tapas of Rishi Munis. The people in search of happiness searched outside everything and stopped. Because after the limit, you have to stop. Now, we have reached up to Higgs boson. Further, we cannot go. We can go only by mathematics and logic, but we cannot confirm. That is a limit. Now, we have been searching galaxies, but now we are going such a long distances that our physics doesn't hold true. The ray travels in straight line, but not in those distances. It may come back and tell you that particular thing which is actually in front of you is behind your back. That may happen. So we cannot tell definitely what is there. So scientists say we have to use now a sadhanam, an instrument which can travel beyond the speed of light. Actually, all our material instruments and bodies, if they go beyond the speed of light, they will disintegrate. But there is one, mind. Mind can do that. To study the mind, scientists say we have to go to East, study Indian scriptures. They name also Yoga Vasishta, Patanjali Yoga Sutra. The studies you have to undertake. Well, they may study and they may be well conversant with the theory. But how to do it, how to get human beings to turn back on the right path, they don't have that practical experience that we have in our tradition. And world requires it. So Bharat has to be prepared. Who will prepare Bharat? The responsible society of Bharat is Hindu society. It is responsible for Bharat. And so to organize the Hindu society, remove faults and qualify it for the task. That is the work that has to be done to fulfill every effort that has been going on for the betterment of our nation. With that conclusion, Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangha started. He devised a methodology. The adhisthana, the thought behind the movement is Hindutva, which is not a new thought, not devised by anybody. It is our tradition. Supreme Court also says that it is a living tradition of Bharat. It is nothing narrow. But how to prepare an individual to be a good Hindu? We have 4 kinds of Hindus. Hindu who say, we are proud to be Hindus. Hindus who say, okay, we are Hindus, but what is there to be particularly proud of? Okay, it goes on. There is third type who know they are Hindus. They will never say they are Hindus or this is Hindu nation for their own reasons. I don't comment on that. They have their reasons. Some selfish interest, something. And there are Hindus who have forgotten they are Hindus. Who are made to forget themselves as Hindus. Efforts are still going on. The forgetfulness crept in our society long back. And that is why we slowly disintegrated and came to this condition. So powers that be were afraid of rise of Bharat, 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 were who are afraid of rise of Bharat, right? Who are afraid of rise of Bharat, right? Who are afraid of rise of Bharat, who are afraid of rise of Bharat, who are afraid of rise of, who are afraid of rise, who are afraid of, who are afraid of, who are who are afraid of rise of Bharat, who are afraid, who are afraid of rise of Bharat, who are afraid, who are who are afraid of, who are afraid of, who are who are who are afraid of rise of Bharat, right? Who are afraid of, who are afraid of rise of Bharat, who are afraid, who are who are who are who are who are afraid of rise of Bharat, who are who are who are afraid, who are afraid of rise of Bharat, right? Who are afraid, who are afraid of rise of Bharat, who are afraid.
चालक माननीय तिरुवनंतपुरम विभाग संघचालक
For the society. Third, in order of priority, first for the society, then for your family, then for yours. That practice has to be done daily 1 hour. Say that we are in our season Hindu age. We will restore our glory. We will be real Hindus, practicing Hindus, not only worship. All these qualities of dharma. What connects everything, what causes everything to progress together. Individual level, Sharir, Man, Buddhi go together and progress together due to Atma. In universal level, individual, society and nature go together and progress together through Paramatma. And the worldly pursuits get the right direction, follow a discipline and achieve moksha due to dharma. This individual, universal and worldly discipline which restores the balance, which give you sanyam, restraint, which inspire you for making tyaga, sacrifice. That is dharma. That is Hindu dharma. All other things, karma kanda and worships and eat that and don't eat this, all these are the rules. If they are there, they are for the good of the society. They change according to the times. We have to follow that. But through that, we have to achieve this dharma and we have to give this dharma to everybody. So practicing that dharma, starting by 1 hour daily exercise. That is RSS. Therefore, it is not opposing anybody. It is not a reaction to particular thing. Muslim Gundaism was there. Riots were happening. Hindus must protect them. You have to be strong. World hears you only when you are strong. If you are true, world will not hear you. If you are strong, nobody will object even you tread the path of falsehood. Even if you go and seize Venezuela, nobody will say anything. Because you are strong. That is how world is. So you have to be strong. Weakness, this being weak is one of the faults or the first fault. It is death. Swami Vivekananda used to think, Durbalta hi mrityu hai. So making Hindu society strong, bringing them together, binding them in this relation of apnapan, belonging. We belong to each other, we belong to this country. This is our motherland. These are my brothers. And ideals of service and renunciation. They have to be practiced. So, that work is going on. Now, long journey of 100 years, there are so many things. society is requiring so many things to be done. So many reforms, so many sevas, so many lacunas have to be filled. So naturally, Swayamsevaks who were trained like this, they went in each field. They created organizations. They participated in organizations who were doing something. And now there are so many organizations wherein Swayamsevaks are working. 1,30,000 small and large service projects. Swayamsevaks, they are running without any government money on the strength of the society. Sangha itself doesn't take anything from outside. In the methodology, one part is there is perfect self-dependence. Men, money, ammunition. All Sangha creates out of its own Swayamsevak. Not a single pie is taken for running the organization. Swayamsevaks run the organization. They finance. They perform Guru Dakshina. They offer Dakshina. On that Sangha is run. But service projects, etc., social work. So society, we go to the society. Society supports us. So all these things are there. But they are all independent, autonomous and separate. Don't judge Sangha from that. For example, Swayamsevaks are in politics. Sangha is not a political organization. We never go to vote politics, election politics, party politics. No. Yes, in elections we work to tell people what election commission is telling. 100% voting and voting on the basis of some thought, some issues. Don't vote for caste or money. Vote for issues. That is what election commission tells. We take this message to every people. Now issues we narrate according to our own thought. So if people do like that, this group which supports those issues is benefited naturally. We don't work for that group, that party, that leader. So we are out of politics. But for nation's good, we are doing everything. That is pakka. Okay. So Ram Janmabhoomi 370, these are not political issues. These are the questions of unity and integrity of a country, tradition of a country, identity. We work for that. And continuously, Swayamsevaks are coming. There were so many hardships in India. We were ignored by the society. Our thought was not accepted. Nothing. We didn't have money. We didn't have any propaganda instrument. No government supported us. British government was stark against us. But still, Swayamsevaks carried on. Their grit helped them. On the same basis, we are carrying today also. Now, largely our thought is accepted. Even in foreign countries we go, people there, some people grudgingly, some willingly accept our thought. This acceptance is there. We are now not well to do, but okay. By economically, lower middle class we say, by that standard we are okay as an organization. And we are working. But whole of this society has to do the work. So we started with the aim, we have to organize the Hindu society. We didn't say that we have to create an organization which will dominate the society and social affairs. No. No leader, no party, no organization single-handedly can do this. Whatever we are seeing as anukulata nowadays is not a product of only work of Sangha. even this upsurge of Hindutva is, we do not credit it solely to Sangha. There are so many people working, have been working, are working, and will be working. We want to take them all together because we have to organize all of the society. We don't see anyone as our opponent. Those who are opposing us, we see them as our future potential so-and-so. We have to reach them also. We have to bring them also to Sangha, because unless the whole of the society tries, fortune of any nation cannot be altered by a group. It has to be society of that nation. All of this. Everywhere that has happened like that. So that is our next aim. Sajjana Shakti Jagaran. Take them together.
What if your team could start every call one step ahead? 11 Labs AI voice agents are removing bottlenecks with streamlined customer lead qualifications, so your team never has to start cold.
Perfect. So we just need a few more details to get you started. What's your current address?
It's 456 Elm Avenue.
Okay, and what about your zip code?
48217.
An authentic conversational experience starts with low latency responses, delivering natural conversations with contextual understanding for a truly human touch.
Absolutely. I'll make a note on the system that the seller is looking to move fast.
Swami Vivekananda said that every nation has a message to deliver. Every nation has a mission to accomplish. Every nation has a destiny to fulfill. What is our message? What is our destiny? What is our mission? We have to give the world this oneness. And this way of leading the life with sanyam, restraint, and tyag, giving back. To take this to world, we have to create our own model in Bharat. All our vyavasthas of governance, social as well as political, they have to recreate their apprentices on the same basis. Our social life should be a living example of this idea. And we should be Vaibhava Sampanna, Bala Sampanna, strong and prosperous, so that people hear us. We don't want to dominate anybody. We will not go and conquer each country one by one and force our way on that. That is not our way. Our way is to befriend and lead from within, lead by example. For that, we have to equip our society, our nation. And this is the goal. Nothing else. We say in our prarthana, Vijetrichana samvata karya shakti vidhayasya dharmasya samrakshanam param vaibhavam netumetat surashram. Na, yani ours. Vijetri cha na. Samvata karya shakti. The organized strength which is victorious. Our organized. Who is we? In the same prarthana, initially, we have given our parichay. Who are we? Vayam Hindu Rashtranga Bhuta. We are Hindus. Hindus are responsible for this Bharat. Hindus have been ordained this task to give dharma from time to time to the faltering world. And that time has arrived. So we have to go beyond all this. With the same samskara, we are going to expand ourselves. We are going to take whole society in. And that society will work for the betterment of our country as well as betterment of the world. That is the goal. Sangha has traveled 100 years and has now come into the position so that we can aspire for this goal. Goal was in mind from the beginning. Before founding of Sangha, Dr. Hedgebar gave a resolution in 1920 Congress. It was presided over by Mahatma Ji, Gandhi Ji. And in the resolution committee, he gave 2 resolutions. Both were rejected, but both were very in tandem with the Congress thought at that time and also Mahatma Ji's thought. First was Sampurna Govamsha Hatya Bandi, ban on cow slaughter. It was agreed personally by Mahatma Gandhi, and even Congress was of that opinion, but it was not accepted. And second was that Congress should declare complete independence of Bharat as their goal, and also state that independent Bharat will strive to liberate the countries of the world by from machinations of the capital, not capitalism, capital. All these unrestrained upabhoga, the egoism, individualism, materialism, all these things have brought the world to the brink of the destruction. This is all machination of that punji, artha and kama. Discipline by them by dharma and right towards moksha. That should be the life. We have to teach this by our own example. We have to give this to the world by being one of the world's nation, so that the future world, for future generations, will be really happy and peaceful. So that is why Sangha is there. But some people fear that if Sangha grows, their business will some way be hampered. And so they try to, by the way of narration, they create so many misgivings, so many misunderstandings about Sangha. And we don't get to see Sangha directly. That is why there are so many questions. Your questions have been invited and I am going to answer it in the next session. But again, I tell you, this will go on. This discussion will go on. There will be many programs, more programs. But if you want to really know Sangha, come to Sangha. If you want to come to Sangha, there are 3 ways. Visit our Swayamsevaks. Visit their families. And visit Sangha programs including Shakti. You will find Sangha in these 3 places. Find to experience. So you will get the first-hand feel of Sangha. And many things that cannot be explained in words, you will get to know. By spending mere 2 days in our Sangha Shiksha Varga, you can feel it. It is the best way. Sugar, how it is sweet. You can write books about that. Chemistry of sugar, all these things. But take half a spoon and eat it. You will know how sugar is. Like that, if you want to know Sangha, it is perfectly anaupacharik organization, informal. Coming and going at your will you can do. You can join, you can get separated anytime. There is no formal membership, nothing. You can come inside, see us, talk anything with anybody, get your answers, get your feel, and then decide. Don't go on propaganda. Don't go on narration. Don't go on hearsay. Even don't believe what I say. Come and see whether it is so or whether it is not so. You have to see for yourself. Whatever views you create in your mind about Sangha, they should be based on facts, not on perception or propaganda. So therefore, at the conclusion of my speech, I invite you all to either go to our Swayamsevak, see their behavior, see their sanskars and life, go to Sangha families, go to Sangha programs, and get the first-hand knowledge of Sangha. Rest, I will answer your questions, but these question answers, they go on. They permanently go on. There is no real satisfaction unless we satisfy ourselves. We have to go and experience. I invite you for that and stop here so that after half an hour, I can answer your question. Thank you very much.
Yes, we come to the conclusion of session 1. We have arranged light refreshment just outside the hall. You are welcome to have me, and we'll assemble back here for the second session, question answer session at 6:30. Thank you.